everybody. It's Colleen here with Couture. How's everybody doing? Yay, it's Thursday. I am so happy about that. I'd be even happier if it was Friday, but I'm not going to ask a lot. Just happy we made it to Thursday. We're coming in with a chalk project tonight, which is part of the homegrown collection. It's called Vintage Seeds. I apologize. I'm trying to multitask and trying to get the old iPad going. Here we go. So as I said in the headline, it is a big project tonight. So bear with me. Let me share this. Here we go. Okay. Hello, Linda Davis Rose and Tia Briggs. How are you? Did I say Briggs? I meant Biggs. I'm so sorry. I have no idea why I said that. I looked at your name completely wrong. But hello, Linda. Hello, Tia. I'm actually starting off with the board to show you because I know in a lot of my lives I always mention about our board erasers and the purposes for our board erasers. And I always show at the end of our lives how you can clean. Hey, hey, hey. How are you, Linda? And I always show you how you can clean with the board erasers, but I always mention how sometimes they'll be ghosting. So I was cleaning off my board and it was ghosting, and I thought, oh, prime learning opportunity, and I will show you because I always just say it. But in this case, I'm going to show you. I've got a little white chalk piece on there. So I'm going to show you how great our board erasers are at getting rid of the ghosting. So I just got a little paste on there from the back of my eraser. So what I'm going to do is just go over it kind of in a circular motion. Go over it where there was ghosting on the board. I apologize for shaking. This board is huge. This is our biggest Greyson board. I love it. You can't even see all the way down to the bottom. I apologize for that. I'm going to go over one more time up top. And this will get rid of all that ghosting that was left behind. I had this project on here. This was, I don't know if you guys saw my video from a while ago. I had started a countdown calendar and I used it all the way back in, I think I started using it back actually for Valentine's. And I had the Christmas countdown, but I took off the Christmas stuff and I changed it for all the different things. So I had like a Valentine's countdown and Easter countdown. Well, I finally just washed it off because I wanted to come in and do the homegrown, that was easy for me to say, the homegrown collection vintage seeds. So now I can actually say, ta-da, this is how I'm just like selling it with these board erasers because I love them to death because they work so great. So look, it took it all away, no problems at all. Pretty flipping amazing. All right, so I mentioned the transfers tonight. So it is our homegrown, I'm going to say it one more time, vintage seeds. And these are the vintage seeds. So there's layering involved. We've got snap peas. We've got radishes. I've got all my colors picked out. We've got carrots, all these different things. So it's going to be layering involved. It's going to be just regular old chalking to cover the silkscreen area. But the board is so big that I was like, this is going to get lost on here. I'm going to have like grown all the way up here and then all these seed packets down here. And I was like, that's not going to look too good. So I came up with an idea. What I'm going to do is go to one of my old standby favorites that I absolutely love, which is our rustic wreath. So I thought I would put the wreath on top and then put grow where you were planted. See where I'm going? Put that in the center and then have the seeds across the bottom. I'm just looking for some filler. And you can see, good God almighty, did I not put that on there right. Look how off I was putting this back on the carrier sheet. Goodness gracious. I must have been in a rush that day. So anyway, that's my plan. That's what I think I'm gonna do tonight. So as always, we've got our label on the back. Sorry, I'm just reaching for my fuzzing cloth. We've got our labels on the back so we know that that is the paper side. I have used this transfer, guys, quite a few times. I've actually gotten this transfer stuck to itself, not once, but twice. So I'm still using it. I was actually in the middle of a live one time using this, and I had just flipped it down on the floor, sticky side up, and forgot and walked right into it with my bare feet, and that was one of the times that I got it stuck to itself. So yay, this guy's been through the ringer. Still sticky though. Look, still sticky. I was trying to do that carefully because I don't want to go for number 3 of it sticking to itself. So that's why we're going to fuzz. I'm going to just plop my towel down on top. I'm using the fuzzing side. This is our clean your board, the nice smooth side here. And this is our fuzzing side. And you'll know because it's got the tag on it. All that I am doing is putting some lint or fuzz from my towel onto the sticky side of the transfer to just make it a little less sticky. So again, since I've used it quite a few times, it is still sticky, but I don't need to fuzz it too much because it's been used. So let's go ahead, and I apologize, my camera mount is way up high, and I know my head is going to get in the way at some point during this project tonight. And I apologize in advance for that because I know it's going to happen. All right, so what I want to do, and I'm really stretching, I've got my arms all the way stretched out so that I can reach this guy. It is huge. All right, so I'm just getting any of the bubbles that I'm feeling in there out, and so I'm just picking it up and then putting it back down and just smoothing it out as I go. It's okay if there's bubbles here. Look, there's a great big bubble right there. No worries, I'm not chalking there. I only need to worry about where I'm chalking. So before I proceed, I just want to make sure, I mean, this is probably going to overlap a little and I'm okay with that, but I just want to make sure I left myself enough for, oh, plenty of room. I thought, oh, do I not have enough room for the seeds? But I sure do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, and I hang tight with me for a second because I am going to shift the camera down just slightly because I'm going to be working at the bottom of this board as well. So close your eyes if you get sick. I'm just going to turn this slightly so you can kind of catch the bottom of the board as well. Okay, I think we're good. This literally hangs off of my desk. That's how big it is. Okay, so let's, and it is a tiny desk, so space is a premium on here. All right, we are good. I feel like it's down there with no bubbles. Fingers are crossed on that. I'm going to use, actually, you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use our eucalyptus. I love this color. Hello, love bug. How are you, Donna? Hope you're having a fantastic night. Hello, Christy. Wow, we got a lot of people in here tonight. So this is our amazing eucalyptus. You can see it's getting a little stiff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just spritz in a little water. After the discussion last night where I had a little bit of mold in my very old chalk paste. It was an old color called custard. So I may be moving and going the route of the distilled water, but I'm not sure on that. So far that was the only chalk paste that has ever done that. But again, I haven't opened that thing in probably a year. I very rarely use custard. So, but I just took the mold piece out, threw it away, and then stirred it up again and went right to work with it. All right, I'm going to add just a little more. This is really feeling kind of stiff. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. That's what we want. We want that nice, and you can feel it when you're stirring if it starts to make your arm tired from like the resistance of it being thick. You know it's not the right consistency. You want to make sure that it is that nice creamy color there, or the right creamy consistency, not color. I don't know why I said that. Okay. Alrighty, let's rock and roll. Let's get our squeegee loaded up with some chalk paste. And I'm just going to make quick work of this, going right on around. Right around. We go, applying pressure as I go over each time. And that way you'll see I'm pulling it further and further as I'm going around. You do want to work kind of quickly because it is chalk. It's going to dry. You want to make sure it doesn't dry while it's on your transfer, because that's a big, ooh, you don't want that to happen. Because when you pull your transfer up, your chalk paste is going to come with it. So that's why we need to make sure that we're working quickly. And you can see how easy that was. That took probably, what, 20 seconds maybe? Okay, just applying more pressure. Oh, I love this transfer too. Sorry, Don, I was just reading your comment. Love this transfer too. It is one of my all-time favorites. You missed it. I was saying earlier how I, not once but twice, got it stuck to itself. One time that I got it stuck to itself, it stuck to my foot first because I stupidly put it on the floor while I was in the middle of doing the project, and then reached over for something, put my foot down, put my foot right into it while I was live, and then made it stick to itself because it stuck to my foot. There we go. Oh, I was just taking my time there at the end. Now what I like to do with this transfer is I like to let that dry and then put another layer, and I am going to do that. I'm just not going to do that now because I had already mentioned that this is probably going to be a pretty long project. And I don't like to keep people too long, you know, because I know your time is valuable, and you guys have things, you guys have things that you got to be doing. So you're going to get the idea. I just would lay it down and just make it a little off-centered so I can get more. I've done it before where I've switched out the colors. So I had like storm white and a nice pretty burst of color. Went over it 3 times. It looks really pretty. But for right now, I'm going to just kind of, for time's sake, give you the general idea here. Now, you know what I did? I planned out all my colors except for the color for the words in the center. All right, so let me think. You know what? I might do it in white because I think, maybe not. Wait, let me think. I think I am just going to keep doing eucalyptus and maybe add some pops of white with some of the branches that the rustic wreath comes with. They come with these really cool little branches to add embellishments. So I will jazz that part of the wreath up after the fact. And I'll put the finished picture in there when I am done that. So, but I think I'm just going to do the grow where you're planted in white in the center. And then we'll come back and fill that in. Unless you guys feel like hanging out at the end, then we'll see. I can maybe do that too. Okay, so again, labeled on the back. Don't forget that important critical step. Fuzzing is the next critical step. So we're just gonna, this is a little sticky, so I want to make sure that I'm fuzzing it a couple times just to be sure. There we go. One more for good measure. Okay. Now let's plot this guy here, and then as soon as we get this done, we can start working on the seeds, so that'll be fun. I have not done this. I have not watched anybody do it, so we're gonna kind of learn together. Hopefully I'm centered. We're going to learn together the layering of the seed packets. Okay, there we go. All right, checking for bubbles again, making sure we don't have any bubbles there. And let's grab a squeegee. Hello, Krista. How are you? Okay, we are going to go with our bright white chalk paste that just left some chalk boogers as soon as I open the jar. Get that off of there. Spritz a little water into our jar and get that baby stirred up to that nice yogurt-like consistency. There we go. Perfect. Maybe one more. One more little spritz. There we go. Now we're talking. I like to make sure I'm getting all around the corners. There's no corners in a round jar, but you know what I mean. All around inside there. Stir that up real good. Oop. Almost had another chalk boogie fall. Okay. Let's get rocking and rolling. How are you, Krista? Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday night so far. I'm going to load up the squeegee pretty good because this has got some big words to it here. We're going to go quick. Again, just covering the silk screen. I'm flying through this, because we don't want the chalk paste to dry on here, right guys? If you're concerned about that, here I'm going to show you a little tip and trick. I'm going to do the bottom right here. Okay? Once I got that covered, got my excess off, pull up to there, okay? And I'm going to keep going. Just want to make sure my O is back down there. And that way you can continue without worrying about it drying on your transfer, because we don't want that to happen. Alright, I'm going to work backwards now. Let's get this covered. And again, once I start applying that pressure, you'll see how it gets that nice thin layer on there. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, I am covering a lot of the teal section that I really don't need to be, but I'm trying to be fast. And so that's why I'm kind of putting a lot more chalk paste on there than I probably needed to. Just making sure everything's covered, because I am notorious for missing the edges of my letters. I think we're good. And like a band-aid, rip it off. There we are. Right in the center, guys. I think I did pretty good without measuring. I might have been a little off that way, but I feel like I did pretty good that way. All right, let's get that into our pan of water off to the side here. So I'm just sticking the transfer with the chalk side down into my pan of water. Oops, and I just got chalk paste on the lid of my jar. I'm trying to not be messy anymore, and yet I still always have chalk boogies fall. Doing good for a little while and making sure I was really taking care of my jars, but then life happens. And then you get chalk boogies on your project, and then you get chalk on your side of your jar. So I'm just going to take a second to clean that off. Okay, now we can dry this off. Get rid of those little chalk guys here. They went everywhere. Alrighty. We are rocking and rolling. That was pretty quick, huh? Like I said, once I go back again and add some more dimension to the wreath, I think that's going to look really good. I might even pop some bold colors in there. We shall see. Alright, I feel like, well, maybe just another second here. Now comes the fun part. Let's see. Get this chalk boogies out of here. Okay, hopefully I'm going to probably slide the camera just a tad more. Sorry, close your eyes if you get sick with the moving of the camera. For 1 second, let's just slide it just a little more. There we go. All right, waiting for that to catch up. I think you can probably see my knees, see all my transfers on the floor over there. It's a hot mess. Everything gets thrown everywhere. All right, so I want to start, I think, with the peas. So I was trying to figure this out, and in hindsight, I really, really, really should have watched. I want to say that the first layer's in white, and then the top should be in green. I'm not sure about that, though, now that I'm looking at this. Has anybody done this transfer yet? We're going to try it. I'm going to just try it in white, and then do the top in green, and if I'm wrong, we'll wash it off. And then we'll learn for the next time. So let's get the white back out again. This is actually, look, I even wrote on here old. It's an old green color because I do not have a current green color. You can see that I haven't used it in a while. This might call for our multi-tool just because this is a little easier to use when things are thick. I have not used emerald in forever. But once you get a little muscle in there and you start stirring it up, and then don't you fall. I almost lost my multi-tool. Once you get some water in there, and again, I am so bad with doing this right over top of what I just chalked. Shouldn't the larger part of the beans? All right, so Linda, this one in green? Yes, this one in green or this one in green? I thought this one at first. So is it this one green and then this one white? That does make sense. Because these should be green. All right. So this in green. I'm waiting for it to catch up, Lynn. So layer 2 should be green. And then layer, I don't know why that's 2. Layer 3. So this one should be green. Okay. All right, we're gonna go for that. It makes sense because I just got green on my hand. Because that's the peas, so they should be green. All right, let's give it a whirl. Got that stirred up nicely. I need a little spritz more. Yeah, this is not smart to come live and not know what the heck you're doing, but we'll figure it out together, right? That's what we're all here for. Help each other out. All right, I just want to try to get all that green off of there. There we go. Okay, so I've got my green, I've got my white, I've got green on my fingers. I'll get that off later. All right, let's start with layer 1. Because that's what I thought too, Lynn. I think you're absolutely right, because it should highlight it. Let's bring these guys back on to get them fuzzed. Remember, we've got it labeled on the back so that we know to return our peas to the right carrier sheet. So let's get these guys fuzzed. 2 and 2. Okay, I'm going to bring this back to my lap. And then we'll get our, let me see, am I going to be able to get all 4? So let me just check this real quick. So if I do my peas here, I'm just going to use the sheets here. Radishes here, our carrots here. Oh my gosh, I should have plenty of room. And our onions. Oh, that's perfect. That fits perfect. That worked out great. All right, so onions go back, carrots go back. And radishes can go back. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna start. We're gonna figure it out. Can you guys all see? I think you can see down here. Hopefully a movement. Yep, you can. All right, perfect. Just trying to make sure I don't have any air bubbles in here. So I was just using my squeegee real quick to get any air bubbles out. I'm gonna grab some of the green, and I am going to cover the silk screen, and additionally, I forgot to point it out, but there are little register marks on here so that will help us line up our next layer. So I am chalking those little register marks. I forgot to do that in last night's project, so I want to make sure I'm doing it correctly tonight. And then we're just going to go ahead and get all of that excess right back off. And there went my one light, just decided to shut off on me. Hopefully you guys can still see me and we're not totally in the dark. All right, so we're done with green. I can cover that back up. Oop, getting a little crowded in here. And we're gonna pull that back. Yes, Lynn, that has to be it. That has to be it. All right, I'm gonna push down my transfer over here in my bucket so that my peas don't stick to my words that I just chalked. In hindsight, I probably should have got a bigger bucket. Okay. So now, can you guys see? I don't know if you can, if I lift this up, the registration marks are right here and right here. And so that way when we go to do our next layer of our peas, we can easily match it up. So, let me get the green out of the way since I think we're done with green. We are going to use the white, so we'll keep that there. But we do need to make sure we dry this first layer really, really well. So that way, when you're putting your second layer on, we're not accidentally pulling off any of the first layer. And I think I may add even a little more water to my white, just to be extra sure. Now, here's the other thing that I think I could have done, because there is another layer to this, and this is actually, and I probably should have used this. This is actually base 1, and I believe that this goes underneath all of them, and I opted not to use it tonight. And I think I could have done that in white, this in green, and then that white again. That's probably what I should have done. But we live and we learn. We're gonna move on. Let's make sure that's nice and dry. I want to make sure that my chalkboard is back to room temperature and not terribly hot when I go to put my next layer on, because that will also make the chalk paste dry on there, and you don't want that. Anything that you can do to help prevent your chalk paste from drying is perfect. All right, now this because my overhead light went out, this is going to make this really difficult because I can't see. And I can't see when my overhead light has been on for too long. It automatically shuts off so it doesn't overheat, which is great. Not so great when I'm trying to chalk. And this light, maybe if I bring my overhead light down a little bit, that might help me be able to see, but I doubt it. Alright, I think I'm just going to try to do it based on where the P's are because I cannot see the register marks in this dark room right now. I think I'm on there. I feel like I'm pretty close. Fingers are crossed because I'm hoping I'm close, but I can't tell. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to make sure that this is a little bit watery. So let's go ahead and just add a little more. Again, reasons why you shouldn't do that over your project. Okay, let's stir it again. And the other thing too is I've been sitting here and I've had this white open the whole time, and I probably should have thrown the lid on it while we were in between, which I think I will do that for next time. Okay, now we got that stirred. Let's grab another squeegee and we will get this on, and we'll see if I matched it sort of closely. And again, the top layer you do want to go a little lighter. You don't have to worry about getting your excess back off of there. You don't have to worry about if you're using too much. Just go a little more gingerly with the top layer. When it's just one layer, man, I really do squeegee it pretty hard to get all the excess off. So it takes some restraint for me not to do it for the second layer. To just kind of go over a little lightly, just to get the lines out, and then get our excess back into the jar. I'm gonna keep that out. And as always, never pull from the corners. We always want to pull top to bottom or left to right. Yay! I matched it up pretty decently, I think. That came out really cute. I like it. Can you guys see it? I know it's like the camera's so far away, it might be hard to see the detail. In hindsight, yes. Putting the white behind there, I think really would have sealed the deal. And, but I think I'm just going to leave well enough alone. I think we're dry. Let's get this lid on here real quick. And then, keep getting chalk paste on me. All right, we're going to move along. So let's see. So we have green. I think I'm going to do the carrots next. So we will do layer 1 of our carrots. And I have, again, yay, another old color. I really need to get some chalk paste for myself. I always buy chalk for inventory and I never buy any for myself. All right, so this is actually, this is pumpkin pie. But I'm going to use it for the carrots. It's fine, right? It'll work. And look, that hasn't been opened in a while either, and that came back really well. I didn't even have to add water to that one. Okay, so let's go on with our, come on, carrot. Carrots. I'm going to throw that one back down on the floor. We're going to fuzz them up again, both layers of our carrots. Thanks, Lynn. Thank you for catching that, Lynn. I'm so glad. I think I probably would have done it the opposite way. So I thank you for your help. It was much appreciated. Okay, here's layer 1. Technically it is layer 2. That's why it's labeled layer 2, because I should have been using the background thing, and I didn't. It's okay. I gotta stop talking about it. It's done. It's over with. It is what it is. For the next project, I'll know to do it right the next time. All right, we're running out of squeegees up here. I'm going through a lot. That's why it's nice to cut up your squeegees. Your dinner's ready. Oh, okay. Enjoy dinner, Lynn. I will talk to you later. I will post the finished pics when I am done. So again, we don't need to worry about the teal section like I did the last time I wound up covering all that teal section. We don't need to worry about that, just the silkscreen area so that we're not wasting too much chalk paste. I kind of think that the pumpkin pie is going to look good for the carrots. They're going to look like really deep, rich carrots. Okay, and I got my register marks, even though I'm probably not going to see them because my light went out. But I'm going to do them anyway and hope for the best. So let's get this over here into our water pan and get our chalk paste covered up. And now we can move that one out of the way and we can pull back. And again, I'll remove the register marks once I'm done everything. Yes, I like the carrots in this color. I do. I'm glad I went with that one. Well, I didn't have a choice because I don't have orange, but I like it. I like it in that color. Here we go with the chalk boogies again. I was a little bit down. I noticed I wasn't perfectly straight. And here's where this would have came in handy. This is our tape. It is sticky on the back, and that would have helped me line things up really well. Did I use it? No. I should have, yes. But it's okay. Because I'm rushing. I always feel like I rush because I don't want to take up all your time. And sometimes that's not always good. I need to learn to take my time. Okay, I just want to give that one more second. It is good and dry. I can rub my hands on it. I just want to make sure that the chalkboard is actually returned to room temperature. It's still a little slightly warm in the center, but I think we're okay. All right, we're going to try to, whoa, what am I doing here? I'm just kind of matching it up with what I can see, which is the tips of the carrots. Because again, cannot, hold on, that's all right. There we go. I'm trying to see if I'm seeing my register marks through here. I kind of feel like I'm off a little. Let's try that again. It should be right around there. I need to go a little straighter. Let's see. I'm pretty close. I'm gonna go with that. Wait. Yeah, I think I'm okay. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure this out if I'm on there right. No, I'm crooked. I can definitely see it now that I'm crooked. Alright, let's try this again. Where is that? I think I'm on there now. Let me see. Yes, there we go. Sorry, that one took me a hot second. I think we're on there good now. Okay, so let's get this back opened. We'll go with our top layer again in white. Thanks for your patience, guys. I know this is a long one tonight. Okay, remember, don't worry about excess. We don't want to push too hard. Just going over lightly one more time to get any excess from the top so that I can use that for the little bit that I have left down here. Okay, and I probably pressed harder than I should have right there. Okay, again, I'm going to close this white up just because I keep opening and closing it. All right, let's see. Hopefully I didn't press too hard, I'm hoping. Okay, it did come out. I think it didn't come all the way through because I think I was afraid of pressing too hard. But I got it matched up pretty good, even though I couldn't see my register marks because of my light. So that's not terrible. I'm going to take that as a win, and we're going to dry it. Can you guys see it? I think you can see it okay on the screen, right? I think I'm going to do onion next. And I'm going to use plum for onion, I think, because I couldn't really figure out what color to do. So I was like, let's go. I'm not plum, fig. I think I'm going to do the onion and fig. And I think that kind of goes well with the colors down here, and I didn't want to have the red right next to the orange. So I think that's what we'll do. So let's go ahead. We've got 2 more to go, guys. We're almost there. We're going to just pull these off, and I have my fuzzing cloth on my lap here. So I'm going to fuzz these guys real quick. And then we're going to get the plum opened up. Hopefully I think plum should be okay. I think for an onion. It's like a red onion. They're kind of like purpley looking. I don't eat onions, so hopefully I'm on track with that color that I chose. Okay. I'm trying to line up the register marks that I did. I probably should go just a smidge higher. Okay, I think we're good. Oop, I think we're good there. Nope, I got a bubble. Hold on, let me try that again. There we go. Okay, let's get our plum. I keep saying plum. It's not plum, it's fig. It's fig, Colleen, not plum. It's beautiful color. Now what I could do, if I had a plate handy, what I could have done was dropped a little bit of the fig onto a plate and added a little bit of white and made it just tone down the fig color a little bit. But I don't have a plate handy. So I'm just going to go with the fig, and I think it'll be okay. Just getting all that excess off as we go. This is kind of a cool project. I really like these seed packets. They're so pretty. The detail in it is pretty amazing too, I think. Okay, I think we got that all covered. Get that excess back in. Let's get that jar closed. I'm gonna have, I think, every squeegee known to man is going to be in my water pan by the end of this. Okay. Oop, just dropped my lid. Okay. Close that one up. We're whittling down with our jars of chalk paste. Let's pull that off. I like the fig. Did I say it wrong again? The fig color? Okay. It is fig. I had to question myself because I kept saying it wrong. I think that too, once I get a lot more of the wreaths done around there again, I think that's gonna look good. I actually have the wreath hanging up over here. I didn't clean it yet. Obviously, clearly I didn't clean it because I've been on the live the whole time, but I may, at the end of this, just plop it down and try to get another color on there for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about when I say adding rings to it. So, all right, we're gonna try with the sweet onions and my no light situation. I'm gonna see if we can get this matched up. I cannot see that at all. This is terrible. I'm making it very difficult, especially because it's the plum. I really can't see it through here. Darn these lights. I feel like I'm gonna be way off on this one. Just see. Sometimes you can kind of see if you're close to the register marks. Oh my gosh, I was way off. That is not even close. Let me see. All right, I'm close, but now I'm crooked. Let's see if that worked. There's my registration mark. Let's check the bottom to see if we're gonna be kind of on there. I feel like I'm gonna be. Oop, not with that bubble, I'm not. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to mention to you guys is also when you're pressing down the second transfer, don't press that down terribly hard either. Just so that it's also an extra added layer of protection of not pulling up your first layer. Alright, fingers are really crossed on this one, guys, because I could not see through there at all. I think I'm going to have to be asking Santa for some new lights in my craft room at Christmas time if I can wait that long. Okay, there we go. Top layer of that one's done. Oops, let's close that back up for a hot second. Fingers are crossed, guys. I think I'm off. I think I'm really off. Oh, I wasn't too terribly off. That did not come through, and I don't know why. Grow Your Own did not come through. And that one, I wonder why. That's interesting, because it's definitely covered. I don't know why the 100 didn't come out, or the 10 cents, I mean. See how you can see it here, 10 cents. That one got a little faded, and this one's really faded. Maybe I just didn't push hard enough in that spot because I was afraid of the layering. So in hindsight, maybe should have pressed a little harder. But it's chalk art. It does not have to be 100% perfection. That's what I always say to myself when I goof. I was slightly off. But I like the thick color of them though, so that was kind of cool. But I also like the idea of toning that down by adding a little white. That probably would have looked really good by mixing the fig and the white together. I think that would have been a good idea. But if anything else, you can learn from what I'm doing and change it up for yourself so you can see how it's done, or how it's not done in some cases when I do it wrong. Okay, so let's, and the other thing is, I should have probably started over a little bit more because now I've got more space over here than I do there, so I was off slightly. I want to make sure, yeah, kind of, it was kind of the same amount of spacing in between, but yeah. Wait, I have this upside down. I just caught that. Thank God I just saw the registration marks up here. Alright, there we go. So now we've got our tomatoes. And that's pretty appropriate because, no, this is not tomatoes, this is radishes. Why did I think this was tomatoes? Where the heck? I guess because I had red out and I was just thinking tomatoes. And I was going to say something that totally isn't true now. I was going to say if it was tomatoes, Jersey is known for their tomatoes. They have very good tomatoes here. But since it's not tomatoes, it's radishes. I take that back. Just getting my red for the radishes. Get a little bit of water in there. And then we can go ahead and get this last one. I'm going to grab a different squeegee because I ran out of my smaller squeegees there. But I do have some more here. So let's use those because I like to use these little small squeegees. These are just cut apart squeegees. Because for me, I like them because they're a little easier to use. It's just whatever you feel comfortable with. Some people like the bigger squeegees. It's just like, I guess artists all have their different tools that they use. Not that I'm an artist, but I'm just kind of trying to explain. And some people have their way of using there's light. Yay! My light came back on. Some people like a certain brush, while others have, it's just different preferences. So I just tend to gravitate towards the smaller squeegees. But whatever works for you and makes you comfortable is great. All right, we're going to close up our red. That is drying quick. You can see how quickly it's drying on there. So let's get that off. There's the top. Oh, I like the radishes. I'm just going to push down over here because some of my transfers are all starting to be on top of each other. I don't want them to stick. There we go. Okay. Grab my paper towel so I can dry my hands off. We are almost done. This is exciting. This is a big one. I don't think I've ever done a project that took this long live before. I think this is my first one. I do like the colors at the bottom though, the combination of the colors. I think that was pretty good because that's usually where I struggle sometimes too, is with my color choices. Maybe I should not have chosen the eucalyptus for here in hindsight. Maybe I should have gone with the bold green up there, but think on that. Where are you, radishes? There you are. Let's see if I am close to my registration mark. Ooh, I'm right on. I feel like I'm right on. Am I crooked? I think I'm okay. Yep, I'm on there. I'm on there. Perfect. We're gonna rock and roll. Let's get this last one done. I'm gonna go a little heavier there because I didn't do that the last time and it didn't come out. I think I was maybe a little too timid in not pressing down. I probably should have pressed a little harder. But you live and you learn, right? That's just how you gotta practice different things. And it's not the end of the world, because if I'm really not happy, especially with that center one, where it didn't come out up there to grow your own, that part, I can wash it and do it again. So no worries. And I didn't use a lot of chalk paste. So it's a-okay. There we go. The 10 cents came out again. The Grow Your, again, I should have probably just, but this came out better. Actually, the bottoms came out pretty good, so I feel like I did a good job of pressing down there. It was just kind of up at the top. I think I got a little too gentle and didn't press hard enough. So that was that lesson learned there. Let's put this back in. Now, I want to bring back my, let me dry this real quick. So I want to bring back my, the rustic wreath and add another dimension to the wreath. I'm going to, hopefully, I'm wondering if I should chance it because I didn't clean it. Hopefully the silk screen is not clogged with the eucalyptus that I did the first time. Now, my question is, what color should I do another layer? Should I just do the eucalyptus again? I'm just trying to get these off the floor. I keep running them over. So, let's grab this back again. Make sure that's dry. Okay, we're dry. So this was the wreath. This was, let me see how I had it. This was how I had it originally. So this is when I would rotate slightly to make the leaves over here. Try to make sure that I'm not going over the words too much. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. That one might go over the word a little bit, but that's okay. And I'm trying to keep it to where it was. Okay, so should I do a layer of storm? Should I do a layer of white? Or should I just do another layer of eucalyptus? Decisions, decisions, decisions. I have white and I have eucalyptus right here. Put them over there. Does anybody have any ideas? Or should I just go on my own and do it? So, let me think. Maybe I'll just do one more layer of eucalyptus. Let's do that. another stirry stick. Because I had this closed for a little bit, I want to make sure that this is a good consistency. And we're going to add one more layer, and then we'll call it a night for the live. And I may add some more layers after the live, but I always post a finished picture in the comments so you guys can come back and see. I'm using a smaller squeegee. I like to usually use a bigger one for the wreath, and hopefully it's not too dried on there. It may be in some spots. I can see where the silk screen is not clear because I didn't wash it yet, but we'll give it a go. Because I have the extra branches, so if it doesn't come through in certain areas, I can just go in and add those extra branches that come with this transfer and just fill it in, so I'm not worried. I will be worried if it doesn't come out at all, though. That will not be good, but hopefully it will. I usually only press my luck with using a transfer usually 2 to 3 times without cleaning in between, but I did have this one sitting off to the side kind of drying for a while, so that's the only thing that makes me a little like, ooh, is this gonna work or not? But we'll test it out. Okay, I'm getting there. Almost made it all the way back around. And then I think I am not testing it anymore. I am going to wash this in between for sure. And then come back in and add another layer. Or maybe I'll just do the branches just to add in some dimension. Okay, we've got that out of the way. Close that up. Let's pull back and see what happens, shall we? There we go. We've got some more dimension to it now. So I definitely think, let's clean this baby off before we press our luck. But do you see what I mean? How you just keep wrapping it around and it keeps adding to it. I might put some cute burlap across the top maybe. Something to jazz up the top. And then, like I said, it's got the pieces to it, so we can definitely come in and do some pops of color with some of our little branches here. Some really big branches here. And put some little cute little flowers around. So I think I'm going to work on this some more. I'm going to clean off the wreath and come back and maybe do, maybe I'll leave it at 2 layers. But I definitely want to clean that transfer. I don't like to leave my transfers sitting without cleaning them for too long. So I definitely want to finish here, stop here, but I want to show you one thing real quick. Let me see. Shoot, I don't have any. I thought I had a Q-tip here, but all that you need to do is come in and just get a Q-tip and wash these little registration marks off. I actually just got it right off with my nail, so that works too. It'll just chip right off. So either way, if you want to use a Q-tip to get it off, or use your nail, or just a wet paper towel, that works too. But don't forget to get those little registration marks that we put on there off. I had a Q-tip in my little container thing, but I guess I used them all. Alright guys, whew. That was a marathon live, and I thank you for hanging in there. So that's it. That's tonight's project. Grow where you are planted. Everything is nice and dry. It will be on here until I decide that I want to remove it with water. I won't be removing this one anytime soon because this was a long project. In hindsight, I definitely think that I wished I had done this. I wished I had put the layer 1, which is even labeled on here, layer 1. I wished I had put that behind and done that in a different color, and then done the red and then done the white on top for all of them. But to pick a different base color, maybe if it was storm, or if it was even like a beige kind of color, that would look kind of cute too. But in hindsight, that's, if I could do a do-over, which I can, I would add this layer in for all 4 of them. But thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. I'm happy with it. I really am. I don't mean to sound like I'm not, but in just looking back on what I would have done differently, that's definitely what I would have done. So, all right, guys. I'll just slide it down, give it a second so you guys can see. I do have space up here, which I've got some drops of water up there now. I do have some space that I could add something up here if I wanted to. Maybe just a ribbon or something pretty along the top. But that's pretty much it. That's my idea. That was my vision. I'm going to add some more embellishments in here, and then the finished picture will be in the comments below. So you guys have a fantastic rest of your night. I will talk to you all later. Bye. Now I have to reach up here and turn this off. It's so high. Okay, bye guys.